G'day, it's George. I'm back again on the 5th of June 2026 with today's edition of Message of Hope. Now, back in 2018, Google put on a demonstration that stopped a room for people mid-breath. It was actually like an auditorium even, like a concert. It was their conference. The AI made a phone call, booked their haircut appointment. The AI spoke naturally, responded in real time, navigated conversation like a human being. Oh, yeah. The person on the other end had absolutely no idea they were talking to a machine. Isn't that interesting? While the crowd applauded. I saw a replay of it. I didn't feel like applauding. What I felt was quieter than that and harder to forget. Because the question that landed isn't this clever? I think it was definitely clever. But it was rather, what else do they have that they're not showing us yet? So that was 2018. Of course, today is 2026. And I think you already know the answer. Yes, we have AI-generated realistic videos. So before I get to what I actually want to talk about today, and it will matter more by the end of it, I promise you, let me give you 3 things to watch for when a video arrives on your feed and sometimes feels slightly off. These work for now, of course. Technology is always improving. The technology is already closing the gap. But for now, they're worth knowing. So first, watch the eyes. You see, a real human blinks somewhere between 15 and 20 times a minute. In my case, quite a lot. And they do it spontaneously, irregularly without any patterns. But you might spot in AI-generated faces that tend to stare for unnaturally long stretches, or even blink in rapid little spasms that doesn't feel right. You won't always catch it consciously though, but something in you will register to say, hey, something's not right. Second tip, look at the edges. Focus on the hair, ears, the boundary where the face meets the background too. AI video still struggles at the margins. A faint little shimmer, maybe a slight inconsistency, or background objects that subtly morph between frames. Yeah, they're the giveaways, aren't they? The center of the face can be flawless, but the edges really give it away. And third, but not the least, listen to the audio. AI-generated voices often carries a flat, emotional quality. The tone doesn't quite match the expression. Just watch. And some of the videos. And the background sound is wrong too. Perhaps it's too clean or even too still. A person sitting outdoors with no ambient noise? You have to question that. Or a room whose acoustics don't match what you're seeing. So, 3 tips, useful today, but there's no guarantee it will apply for tomorrow. Okay, here's the reason I'm telling you this on a channel about money, believe it or not. Because bad financial advice has always traveled fast, long before AI existed. What AI does is to give it a better costume and a much larger stage. Now, ASIC, Australia's financial regulator, has had influences under this microscope for some time now, well, for potentially giving unlicensed advice, potentially. People with large audiences, and they deliver the contents very confidently, but it's got no professional accountability. I had someone appear on my Facebook feed recently promoting cryptocurrency returns with the kind of certainty that made me want to ask, hey, what exactly are you licensed to tell me? I don't know enough about crypto to tell you whether the advice was right or wrong. But I know enough to ask who is accountable if it isn't. Now, let's see what Solomon wrote about this. You'll find it in Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. Yes. The simple believes everything, but the prudent gives thoughts to his steps. I love that. He wrote that roughly 3,000 years ago. I think he was thinking about social media reels. Nah, just kidding. He was thinking about human nature. And human nature hasn't changed, has it? Only just the delivery mechanism has. So the simple believes everything, and the prudent gives thoughts to his steps. Yes. I have to tell you, I did not always give thought to my steps. On my other video, I've explained early my marriage. My wife and I sat across from a financial planner. Yes, we pay for the advice, and we walked out with a line of product linked to our home loan that neither of us understood, really. And I mean that honestly, not understood in a way you half understand a mobile phone plan. Not understood at all. And that's before I became a mortgage broker, of course. Now, we asked the bank staff to explain it. We got passed from one person to the next. You see, nobody could tell us clearly what the product was doing and how to use it properly. Because at one point, $1,000 appeared in the account with no explanation. The next day, it disappeared. We asked, nobody knew. We got sick of all the runarounds. So we switched banks. What I remember most from that whole experience is not the money. It's the feeling of being handed something complex by people who were supposed to know, right? And then being left entirely alone with it. Doesn't make me happy. That sentence needs to sit there for a moment. Because that was a licensed professional. He had a real office, a proper meeting, and accountability on paper. Yeah? And we still walked out holding something we didn't understand, with consequences we couldn't fully measure. But hey, we'll split the difference. It's probably our fault too. Think about what the accountable version looks like arriving through your phone screen at 11 o'clock at night. Yeah? Alright, now if you like these type of messages, these videos, I'm going to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and yes, please, share these videos far and wide. Now, when I was working as a real estate agent, I watched clients build property portfolios using debts. They were deliberately and strategically doing negative gearing because the accountant told them that was their way forward, what they hoped would be long-term capital growth. And I remember I sat with one of the clients and asked her, because I was genuinely curious, why she kept pursuing negative gearing when her ultimate goal was to stop working, right? She was deliberately losing money now, betting the asset would appreciate enough to make it worthwhile. To me, losing money felt counterintuitive, really did, whatever the theory said. But I have to be honest, I don't know how her story ended. I don't know whether the assets appreciated the way she hoped, or even whether the losses mounted before they resolved, or whether she ever did stop working. I genuinely don't know. And that's exactly the point, because debt as a financial tool is not inherently good or evil. You see, in the right hands, applied with real knowledge and clear strategy, yes, people build genuine wealth with it. It's true. But falling in the wrong hands, or with half an understanding borrowed from the confident voice on the screen, yikes, it can quickly hollow you out before you realize what's happened. So it's not a sudden catastrophe, but it's just a slow compounding cost of operating something you never properly shown how to use. Which is what we had with a professional in the room. Let's not bag him anymore. So here's what I want to leave with you. Before you act on financial advice you find online, please ask yourself two things. Are they belong together? You don't get to skip the second one. First, is this person accountable if it goes wrong? That's licensed, registered. You can find that person and get answers. And second, do I actually understand what I'm being told to do? You see, accountability without comprehension is exactly what we had with that financial planner. Both filters are required and neither one is enough. Hey, the simple believes everything. I was the simple once. The paid professional rates for the privilege. Now back to that room in 2018, the applause, the IR on the phone, calm and convincing, and the person on the other end who had no idea. Yeah, every now and then I think about who that person on the other end might be in 2026. Not a tech-savvy professional at a product launch, maybe someone's parents or someone's grandparents, someone who came from a world where a video was real by definition, where a confident voice on the screen meant something, where trust was extended because it had mostly been earned. I'm afraid that world is gone, and the warning didn't travel as fast as the technology did. Think of the person in your life who still trusts the face on the screen the way people used to trust the evening news. It's a different world. The one who would forward you a video without questioning it? The one most likely to act on something confident and polished before asking who sent it? Are you the one who tells them what's changed? Remember, the prudent gives thought to his steps. My friends, and to the people whose steps depend on yours. You have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video. I'll see you on the next one. You take care.